Hello, Scott Space fans. Hope there's still some out there. I'm back after a couple of years. I'm not going to talk much about it, but I did have some serious health issues. I'm much better. Everything's back to normal, and it just took me a long time to get back. I have been playing Distant Worlds 2, the latest version with all the expansions. I've updated the Scott's Guide about 6 months ago. I'll probably do another update now that I'm a little back into the game. And I'm just going to do some playthroughs. I'm just not going to spend a lot of the time editing that I used to do to get all the ums and ahs out, so you'll just have to take this as it is. But I'm going to do a playthrough. A lot of you have requested it. I hope you're still there. Hope somebody's going to still watch and enjoy it. It's not going to be a beginner's guide. I'm just going to talk through things. I'm going to talk about my strategies as I go, but I hope you enjoy it. Okay, we're going to start a new game. So I'm going to do something a little weird. I'm going to start with a very small galaxy. I don't know that it's going to work well with the Shakturi when they come in. I might not have enough research to handle them, but that'll be part of the fun, right? So I'm going to keep very small. And I'm also going to, the way I usually play, these are all defaults that I play with. I am playing on hard. That makes it pretty difficult. The AI has gotten so much better since I first recorded videos. So this will be really tough. I am turning off tech trading. I probably should keep it on to make it a little bit easier, but I'm going to keep that off. That'll make it a little more challenging too. And the other thing I'm going to do, this is all default that I always play with. You can take a look at that, but I'm going to do colony prevalence very rare and independence very rare, because these are super powerful when you get a lot of independence. So I just like to play with it very rare, but it's going to make it super difficult. I'll probably get steamrolled by the Shakturi when they come, but we'll see what happens. Again, a little warning if you haven't played before. Obviously, going to be a lot of spoilers here. Okay, play Standard Empire. I always call myself the Atreides for just old habit. And I'm going to pick a different icon here. And all this stuff I think is pretty default. Oh, I do like to do far regions. I like to be on the edge for some reason. It doesn't always happen anyway. It doesn't always work, it seems. But that's where I like to go. All right, and I'll leave everything else by default. I think that's default, or at least my default. So we're going to play with 8 empires. That's actually pretty crowded for a small 300-star galaxy, but let's see how it goes. All right, I think this is all default too. Actually, no, I think victory threshold, maybe that's default. I don't remember, but it's whatever my settings that I've used before. I have been playing with this late for when they come in, but I was able to beat it pretty easily, even on difficulty setting of hard. But I know on normal, on a small galaxy like this, I think I've tried it once before. It's going to be trouble. But that's part of the fun, right? To see what happens, see how badly I lose, or if I can pull it out. We'll see what happens. I don't always max min everything. You'll see, for example, I don't max min fighters. I just can't be bothered. It's just too time consuming. So we'll see if we can pull it off. All right, and the usual generating galaxy here. So I'm going to be going pretty fast. I know some of you complain that when I put on 8 times speed, things go very quickly, but it just takes way too long. So I'm going to, once I set things the way I like it, I'm going to do that. Hopefully you'll still enjoy it. All right, so I'm paused here. First thing I'm going to do is pick research, of course. I think this is pretty routine for everybody. I want to pick early warp field experiments right away, and I actually rushed this right away too. There's no reason not to. It's only 7,500 credits. I don't go to stable warp right away. I actually think I take deflectors because it goes pretty quick before my scouts go out there. And I also take, well, okay, we're gonna do that, and we'll pick stable warp field after that. That's my first 3 picks. That doesn't make necessarily the best sense, but that's what I like to do. Okay. Right, and now all the stuff's going to come up. It's going to default to 50% here, of course. I get my first ship built. Now, the first thing I want to do, there's only one nearby planet here, so that's fine. But the first thing I do is build a space station. So I'm going to click here. Yeah, I'm just getting used to this. I have to shrink the screen down to make these videos, so just a little bit getting used to that. Okay, so I'm going to build a spaceport here. And you see this research station is disabled, so it seems about 50% of the time when I start a game that you can actually build a research station here. And I usually have my constructor do that right away. And that's a nice, easy, early start when you get an early research station at your home. But this start didn't happen, so small disadvantage there. But I will build a spaceport right away. And because I have these asteroids around the planet here, I think the explorer will tend to explore them first. I want them to go here because I know there's always a research bonus on the nearest planetoid. That's the right word. All right, so I'm gonna force it to go there on its own, and I'm just gonna let it run. So, my early strategy is I want to get as much income, and because I want to get research, and research requires that your income is doing pretty well. So I really want to get research going. That's my primary thing, so I can get a little bit ahead. And then I want to find, as soon as I can, independent colonies, grab those, and maybe some other colonies, and then conquer my nearest neighbor as fast as possible to get all their research centers as well as their home production. Right? It's all about getting a lot of population, a lot of good planets, and therefore research, right? And we have to try to outrun and research the Shakturi. Now they come based on the average research, a couple of factors, but I think the main one is the average research of the galaxy at that time. So if you research really quickly, which is great for you, if you take some later researchers and your average research is tier 5 or 4 or something like that, or maybe 6, it'll initiate the, of course we'll see the messages that come up if you've played before, and you'll see that it's going to initiate them. So it's a little game of like maybe building up a lot before that. Okay, so it's there. So the first thing I want to do right away is build this research station even before the resources. And I'm at 84 here, so I'm actually going to let it upgrade, right? So I'm almost to warp drive, and it's not that far away. By the way, got to pause the game. Forgot to put this person on auto, this explorer. And we got to put him on. See, I had it on manual because I sent him over there, and I got to put him on auto, so he'll do the rest of the stuff. He'll probably come back here and work on these or he'll upgrade his warp drive because we're at 88%. This 55 days is going to go super quick. And so same thing here. I'm going to make sure I'm actually going to put this on. I'm going to put on manual because I don't want it to head out there. All right, let's get it to 100% here for the early warp fields. Okay, so I'm going to pause the game. I'm going to force this guy to upgrade immediately. Retrofit. That's going to give him to get here quicker and get back and forth. And I can put him on auto at this point because the only thing I have selected, right? I haven't done any resources here. I haven't decided to click on this yet. So the only thing it's going to be told to do is go for the research, and that's what I want to prioritize. Now, the space station just gave me a little boost in research, so now I'm up to 27, which is nothing, of course. But with that research station, we'll probably get up to like 50 or 60 or something, and that'll be a big help. And of course, I don't want to do it right now until this actually gets in there. So you'll see right here where it's building, right? You're going to see the upgrade. You see the ship coming for. Okay, there it is. Nope, that's the mining ship. Okay. The constructor should go. Oh, there he goes. Okay. There he is, right? So that's most important. I want to make sure that gets done. After that, I don't really care. This guy's going to automatically retrofit. But, so I'll lose a little bit of time here by doing this, but I'm just going to click 3. Yeah, I think I usually do 3. 1, 2, 3. So 3 more exploration ships, and my 4th one here, when it upgrades, there'll be plenty to check out the whole system and get everything I need done. With these extra asteroids, and if I have another group of them in another part of the system, that might take a little longer, but that's fine. Okay, so let's just run. And again, I'm really waiting for this research station. That's my big thing I'm curious about, or not curious about, but I need to get going because it's 27 is really weak here. So that'll happen in a few minutes. And then, of course, all these exploration ships will start exploring the system. And there's really not much for me to do up until then. You'll notice I'm on Republic, so I get this free Planetary Administration Center, which is a huge boost. Right, that's a big help because every one of these, every level of these administration centers, right, gets the corruption down, which gets my total income higher. I'm already at 1,600, right, the cash flow above and beyond my costs. That's great. So now that he's committed to making, yes, the constructor's already well on his way. He's already started. So now I can tell it, oh, no, I don't know how that happened. Is he building it? Let's see. Oh yeah, he's building it. Okay, because I didn't click it. I don't remember not clicking it. But anyway, so and I can tell to also begin the mining station because as long as it starts doing this, it won't change again. All right, and we found Castellan early, which is all typical. I think in the settings when you start the game, you can choose to make it all the vital ones in the system, and I always pick that. I just can't be bothered. Okay, but asteroids I'm a little more careful about, right? I like to try to look to see what's going to get, like I could put one here, it might reach that. Actually, I don't think it will. Not this early, not until we, right, do some research. But, okay, and silicon's super important. In the old game, it wasn't always guaranteed to be in the system, and sometimes the game would come to a, or maybe they're in the betas, early betas, it would come to a grinding halt. But that's a really important one to do real early, so there it is, silicon. We're going to click that because you can't build ships without that. And of course, you start with a small reserve, right? And I'm going to click the rest of these, but I'm going to stop. Now, I'm not going to do the asteroids right away, although that one I may because it's not close to anything else. See, the mining ships are going to take care of that. Right there they go. So it's not really critical to have that one. All right, now now I've got 5 targets here, right? I'm probably going to build my second constructor. It is going to take some maintenance, but I think we'll be okay. We're doing okay with money here. Okay, I don't normally see that one early in the system. Okay, great. Right, so you just want to make sure, right, I get all of these critical resources. Yep. Okay, so this one over here, you see they're checking this one out. So there's a bunch of stuff here, right? So that one's pretty good, right? 20% of all of them. Oh, that's a big one too yeah, good. Okay, and then so if I put one here, it's going to cover the probably. I don't know about this one here, but it's going to cover these 4 for sure, and possibly this one, right? Because otherwise, it tells you to put them like all over the place. So I like to kind of manage what the asteroids, where I place my mining stations in the asteroids. So I'll put one like here. Let's see how I've got. Yeah, all 4 of these have some. Yeah. Okay. So I'll probably put one. Eventually, that one might be able to get here. I'm not really sure, but I'll put one here. That'll definitely reach those 4. And yeah. So I won't get this one, right? But that's okay. I don't really need it. And here, yeah, there's enough stuff here. So I'll put one. Well, I'll put one here. Maybe someday it would reach this. I don't know. But the mining ships can handle that just fine. So I'll put another one there. All right. And that's it. So, I mean, there's going to be more showing up, right? I'm sure. Oh, yeah. See, they're recommending all of these, right? So if you click all of these, you're going to get like multiples where you don't need them because each one of the stations I picked will cover 4 or 5 of these asteroids. So, all right. So everything's good. So there's really not much to do. I'm just going to let it run. Let's take a look at where we are. We're going to hit delete here. Oh, see, I'm not on the edge like I think I am. So hopefully there'll be nobody else around here. I'll be able to develop in here, and then I'm guessing there'll be another empire, maybe not too far down here. So I'd love to sort of occupy all of this and maybe get hopefully 1 or 2 independents in there, and some habitable planets that I can really build a nice economy here. So. But it's likely that there's going to be an empire, maybe pretty close here. But it'd be nice if all this I could sort of monopolize. That'd be great. Okay, so it's not a terrible position. It's always I love this game. The one thing I love about this game is sort of like sometimes you start with a great position, sometimes you start with early research. I didn't in this case for your home system, your home planet. So it's always different, right? Every game's a little different. And of course, the last game I played, I didn't have an independent anywhere within reach of me. It was crazy. And that was a really tough start because when you get an independent, particularly if it's a nice big planet, you get a pretty big boost early on, and you can dominate early, which is critical, of course. All right, so there's not much to do here. I do always want to check because sometimes even in your home system, there'll be a research location that you can build, but there's not yet anyway. And then the other thing I like to look at, is the sometimes there's like a like a station. Here we go. And yeah, and if you go near this, you're going to get attacked, right? And then sometimes you're lucky. After you destroy it, you'll get some tech or some money, and over here, right? Because my explorers won't be able to come here because this guy will threaten them. Fighters will come out and attack them. Okay, research breakthrough. All right, nothing serious here. And so after I destroy this, which will probably be a little bit later, once I get some ships, and I don't build ships very early, then they'll explore here, and I might get lucky, and there might be a research. I could put a research station here. That would be great because right now there's nothing but these 2. So by the way, there I am at 55, kind of what I predicted it would be. Okay, so this is the part where I'm just like, I'm waiting for my stable warp fields to come. I guess I got the shields. I didn't even look. right? And as soon as that happens, I will either force them. They do usually. They're pretty good about it. The AI is pretty good. AI is pretty good about having my explorers. Yeah, see, they're done. They've explored the whole place, except for where that pirate base is, right? So they're just waiting. So as soon as it turns to 100, they'll upgrade and they'll start going to other nearby systems. I sometimes micromanage it. I don't really. It does a pretty good job. Like sometimes I want to explore these early because I want to get this built and maybe else. But there's 5 of them. They'll probably do a good job. I'll build some more actually, as long as my economy is good. I'm still pulling in a cash flow of 2,000. But I don't. It's not a huge urgency for me. I am looking for independence pretty early, of course. But my tech's got to catch up. Okay, I got to stop this before I forget. There's nothing more frustrating, right? I kind of wish that this would be a forced thing. That if you're not researching, the game won't run. That would be a nice feature. Because there's nothing worse than looking up there after you get so caught up in on looking at things and working your research or whatever, your explorers, excuse me, and you forget to do research, right? It drives me crazy. So another thing I like to do early, even though it may not, I do medical early. That does, right? Your space station will upgrade to that, and that will, I think that will help. Well, of course, and there's a lot. One of the new things they've done is they've made the plagues a little more deadlier, and they come a little more. I don't know if they come earlier. It seems like they come earlier, right? And they really reduce your population. So they're really something you want to deal with. So I like to get this done early, even though I have time for that. And if I had that extra space station, sometimes I'll do research labs very early, but I only have 1 research lab right now, so I'm actually not going to bother. I'm going to do space commerce. These early ones will go really quick, so I kind of just bang them out like that. But the other thing actually I want to do is this. So these 2 are going to make my explorers explore faster, right? Which is important, and also find more things. So I'm going to actually do these 2, and I'm going to move them up a little bit, actually, at least before the transport. Yeah, I'm not going to need that. Okay, so that's good. And then, I want to eventually rush. I like to do armor too. I guess it's not so important. I'm not really fighting early on. All the pirates can be bought off one way or another, but I do like to rush, obviously, colonization, right? So I'm going to have to do expanded civilian ships. So I'm going to leave this like this. I may change it later. And then colonization, which is... Only played this a million times. I can't find... There we go. Okay. Right? Okay, good. So that's pretty standard for what I do, depending on what I encounter early. All right, let's let it go. All right, so now I have plenty of research. All right, so I hit the warp field. So now you'll probably see, if I go back to my system here, you'll see these guys upgrading. There they go, right? I can click here. They're upgrading really fast, actually. Okay. And then they're going to go start checking out other systems, right? Pretty quickly. I may build I'm up to 3,500 here, so that's good. So then as long as your cash flow is good, because if your cash flow drops too close to 0 here, you won't get the full research output, right? So, but that's 3,500 is pretty good. So I'm going to build a couple more. I think I'll build like 3 or 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 more. Okay. All right, and if you go out and look, you'll see they're going to start, click on exploration here. There they go. And they're pretty good about this. Like I said, I used to micromanage because they added a feature, right? A neat feature now where you can, okay, hold on, let me get rid of this first. Right, and we're going to say, yeah, we're going to pay the 25,000 and get the ships, okay? And I'm just going to make a fleet out of them. I usually don't need them because they don't have any trouble. They give you destroyers now. Before, you would very rare get a destroyer. I think I always get a destroyer now. Again, this is just for humans, right? And I'm going to create a first fleet like this, and I'm just going to tell them to go to my home planet there. I really don't need them. As you'll see, I'll avoid. Okay, so here's my first pirate. And even if I didn't have... even if they didn't like me enough to let me do the protection deal, I can pay them off to do that. So again, it's kind of something about the game I wish would change. You're never really forced to do any combat early on. So I'll just accept the deal. Okay. There's another one. Okay. Now I'm going to pause here, right? I don't know that they offered me protection. So there's the protection agreement, obviously, with the first one. No, minus 18, I think they will offer a treaty. Yeah, okay. They were probably going to. All right, so I've appeased both of them. Just going to cost me some money, obviously. I'm going to drop here. Let's see what happens. Maybe I built too many ships. But my research is so low anyway. I don't know how much difference it can make. See, already you can see it's happening, right? So I'm only bringing in 1,000 cash flow, and already my research is dropping a little bit. So I overbuilt, but that's okay. I'll survive that. Okay, so more. Okay, yeah, so more opportunities here. Remember, of course, obviously, all these luxury researches, right? +3 colony development, +2 growth. That's really good. So I want to get all these luxury researches that will generate more income, which of course will generate more research, or at least keep my research at maximum. Okay. Let's take a look. So there's another one. So I'm going to grab all those. Yeah, see, they worked. There are only 3 not developed. That's pretty good. All right, so I'm already up to 1,000. Let's see if it's going to my research. Yeah, 56. I'm riding the edge here, right? Somewhere at 1,000, I think we're good. We're still producing the maximum here. Now, of course, always click here. There it is. Good, I got that. So always click this. We always want the research centers early. And now I will kind of force this to happen, right? So there's a couple of ways to do this. I could just manually send them there, which I normally would do. But I'm just going to say, listen, I want you to go right to research stations. This would be a nice feature. I don't know if you agree, but this would be a really nice feature that I could set something to say, listen, auto build research stations first, but switch to auto after that, right? In other words, don't stop there. Only do this if there's an open, available research station to be built. I wish they hadn't, I wish they would build a feature like that. I think that'd be really good. And because now I'm going to have to go back and switch this to auto again, right? So he starts doing mining. Okay. Independent colony. Okay, but it's Bascara. Don't think they like me. Oh, no. Okay, this is a special event. I remember this one. So, yes, we're friends, of course. Everybody's friendly. Okay, so I'm gonna slow it down. I always say I'm going to keep it at 8 because it makes the game go faster, but there's a lot of things happening. So I want to click and see my independent colonies. Okay. Oh, that's not too bad. With a little terraforming, we could get that to be 20. And I've got 2 independents. They're really far, though. Let's see. Oh, and I know I saw this, and I kind of let that bypass. I did beat another empire. He's pretty far away. That's good. Oh, but there's red here. See, there's somebody else right here. So this will probably be the first person I try to conquer. Oh, yeah, and these 2 independents are pretty far, right? In fact, they are outside my colony. Well, I don't know. They probably are outside my colonization range, but it's hard to tell because I don't have the technology yet. All right, so that's bad in that I can't get to either one of those, I don't think. Let's see. All right, and there's nothing else. So I'm not going to rush. I'm not worried about rushing colonization just yet. Okay, look at my money's already up to $5,000. That's great. All right, so yeah, let's get this built. I hope he's. So normally, I might even force him to cancel the other mission. I'm not. I'm just letting him finish this one up, and then he'll go to that, build that research. But obviously, that's critical here. Hopefully, we find some more. So I've got 8 exploration ships. I like to get this up higher pretty quickly. Yeah. Although their range is not great, they should get to all of these. Okay, I think 8 can handle what I need right now. All right, now I've got enough money, right? I get 89,000. I'm going to start rushing some of these things, right? So I'm going to go here and I'm going to hit rush. It's not too, tier 2 is not too expensive, right? It's 13 grand. Yeah, it's no problem. Okay, good. I really want to get this going. I've got to get these core technologies for colonization and yeah, I want them to get better. Better exploration, of course, yeah. Okay, now, once this happens, right, this is not a version change. In other words, it's a completely different name for the survey module and the resource scanner. So you got to kind of force, I mean, they will on their own upgrade, but you kind of want to force them to retrofit a little manual. That's what I do. Okay. And you'll lose a couple here. Now, I think they have, I don't know if they have armor, but I think they have shields, right? That's why I like to get the shield. Yeah, they do. No armor, but they have shields. That's why I like to get the shields going kind of early. Oh, is that a new one? Oh, and that one's much closer. Okay, good. Yeah, they're naturally hostile towards us, so that's not a good break here. It would have been nice to get one of the other races. Okay. All right. And that one, I think, is a special event, isn't it? Oh, no, that's the Empire. Okay, that's the nearby Empire, very close to us, at least on the edge of us there. So, as I was hoping would happen, is not happening. There's obviously somebody right around here, is my guess. And maybe my spies will expose that. Yeah, what did you get? Oh, early torpedo weapons. Okay. Yeah. So now I have to kind of start to worry. This guy might get aggressive. You see, he doesn't like me already. So my plan of not building any ships and not working on ship technology may backfire here. Maybe a very short game. We'll have to see. But I definitely want to check this out, right? So let's check this one out. And I don't want to have to conquer it. Let's see. So I'm going to click on here. Let's pause the game. Yeah. Oh, this will go up. Troubled by your strange alien. Yeah, I think... Oh, this is getting lower and lower and lower. I don't know that I can... I don't want to invade. I want to try to do it diplomatically, right? Because it's going to affect my reputation, and it takes a while for them to assimilate. So... All right, so one of the things I do early then, if I'm going to try to work on this, although I don't know that I'm going to be able to pull this off, is I study their language, right? So it gives me a little bit of a boost, but I may end up not being able to do this. All right. So let's do that. There they are. I'm going to move that right up to the front, and then see if that helps us. Okay, see how fast it goes too. All right, so to me this is not a great start, but that's okay. I've had better starts. Oh, it is that long. Ugh. All right, so I'm going to rush this one too. All these early ones are really cheap, so it pays to rush them. Yeah, 7,000. Okay. Let that go quicker. And I don't know. Maybe I can get them to be friendly enough to colonize. I'm not sure. Oh, as I was saying earlier, I think I was in the middle of saying it. The you can queue, right, these exploration ships. So in other words, I could tell it to go here, then here, and here, and I could kind of pick out where they're going to go. Like they haven't gone here at all, and I really should have them going there. But it's just more time that I don't want to spend micromanaging, and they're pretty good about it. Let's see where they are now. Yeah, they'll be heading there soon. But again, you can be a little more strategic and force them to queue missions up and have them, plan all the exploration for yourself. I don't really see need to. Okay, another empire. Wow. Okay, I don't even see where they are. Maybe you do, but I don't see where they are. Okay. All right, I'm going to force this one. Let's rush this one, I mean. Okay. 11,000. Great. All right, I'll stop in about 10 minutes, and I'll do, I'll keep going. I promise to finish this one. But at least you'll, this first episode will be like, what a nice beginning to see what we're up against. Check for research. There's no more research. Okay, now, obviously, I've got to go back and switch this. This is the pain in the neck here, right? Okay. Fully automate. And of course, I've probably got more stuff. Yep. I just made it. They were just running out of stuff to do. Okay. Yeah. Now, there's an argument to say if you don't need these resources, right, if they're not going to help you, most of these are red, so I need them. But there's an argument to say if you don't need them, right, you're paying a little bit of maintenance costs and the ships the freighters have to bring this stuff to your home. I never really worry about that. I just basically click on everything. What I don't do is click if they're like on the far side of somebody's empire, right? I don't want my ships going crazy over there. See, like this we probably don't need. That's carbonite. I always do all the fuel ones though, right? Because I never know when I'm going to need to refuel on a ship on its way to attack. Oh, okay, so this is great. We got... Who do we got? We boarded it. Oh, Ketcherov's sleeping in stasis. Okay, that's going to make another opportunity for me to colonize different things. That's a nice break. So I'm just going to go there and I'm going to tell it to refuel. Oh, it is pretty fueled. All right. Yeah, it'll go back. Actually, I usually want to go back to my home, but the Ghost Fleet is fine. Okay. So I think we're good there. Yeah, we got plenty of stuff there. Okay. No, I really need these research locations. Oh, right. Let's see how many of these need to be retrofitted. Yeah, see, they're not. So some people just let them finish surveying. I'm just going to force them all to retrofit. I don't really care. They'll go back to those places. Oh, see, great. And I have no fleet other than the one fleet. So this does not usually happen to me. So this is interesting. It's going to be interesting. This is going to put us in panic mode. We'll have to build some really weak ships, so that escorts that we have. So I'm going to hit this and pause and see what's going on. Okay. Now, they may not invade, right? They may just, like, destroy my space station or whatever, harass me, and then I can let the war end. I don't think that first fleet's going to be able to handle them. And I don't have fighters, right? So if these guys have fighters in their design, which they do not, okay, never mind. I guess it doesn't matter. But if they had fighters, right, I don't have fighter technology. So if you have a ship that has fighter bays that you may have gotten from some source somewhere, like you found a derelict ship, you know, if you don't have fighter technology, they're not going to make fighters, right? So they're useless. But all right, so I didn't research any technology for weapons. I usually don't, because I usually don't have to face anything this early. So I'm definitely going to do missiles very quickly. In fact, I'm not going to be colonizing anything very soon, so I'm going to move this up. And of course, the armor plating can't hurt us. And of course, the other thing I want to get right away is we can live without. Well, okay, that'll be not that quick, but it'll be quick. Right. I don't really need those, but I'm going to do them anyway. And then I want to get frigates, right? Because I think frigates are the most bang for your buck with this. Okay, I'm going to obviously force everything I can here. And in the meantime, I'm just going to build, and I'll probably just use the default design. I'm not going to max min anything here because it doesn't matter. They're just cannon fodder to maybe hold these guys off. So I'm going to go to my station here, and I'm just going to build a bunch of escorts. Now, I don't want to sacrifice anything, but I've got 7,000 cash flow. I think we'll be okay. So let's build like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They probably won't even get built before the enemy gets here. And I'm just going to select them all here, shift, click, and I'm going to add them to fleet 1. And let's see what happens. So this hasn't happened to me in a long time. I'm definitely picking admirals. I don't really care about generals too often. And I do manually control my admirals. So if I go here and I click on admirals here, there's 2 of them, but I only have 1 fleet, so they're going to probably both go to first fleet, and they'll get experience from fighting, of course. But I usually put them on manual and do it myself. I would obviously put this in a second fleet. If I had a second fleet, I don't. Okay, so let's let this run and see what happens. Okay, yeah, so I met another pirate. Let's see if we can, let me just pause here and see if I can make peace with them. Yeah, I think so. Negotiate a deal. Okay, great. Yep, okay, all set. Let's let it run. Now, let's zoom in and see if we're going to get invaded or not, and how quickly I can get this fleet up. We've got 3 ships built already, and I'm going to rush my tech. Actually, I don't need to. This is about to finish here. Okay. And then I'll quickly upgrade my ships to the better missiles, if I can survive that long. Oh, here it goes. All right, so it's coming in. Yeah, they're coming. Oh, they're already here. Yeah, I don't have long-range scanners or anything, so they're already here. Let's see how many there are. Okay, let's see their tech. Using laser cannons, though, they're pretty primitive, too. And these are escorts. Okay, maybe we'll be able to handle them. Let's zoom out a little bit and see where first fleet is. It's in the same system. Here it is. Okay, they're probably already responding. No, they're not responding. Okay, so, just a little bit about tactics, right? So I'm going to go to my fleet tactics. This 40% of fuel range, they should be responding. Even though they're on manual, they should be responding to anything in the system. I'm actually going to switch this, though, to same system. I don't like them leaving the system when I'm manually managing them. I don't care about the retreat strategy. This stuff's all fine. But I'm going to manually control them anyway, so I'm going to tell them to go here. Now, instead of clicking on the fleet and have them chasing the fleet, I'm actually going to click right in front of the station so they kind of jump right into the battle here. I don't know if they're going to survive. And it might be better, actually, to keep them by the space station, because then I'll have the space station's defense, too. But, yeah, let's see. We're 799. Let me right-click on this. 799. Yeah, okay. All right, we'll see what happens. So I'm going to jump right in here. Hopefully, they'll be firing at the mining station here, and maybe I'll get some shots off. But all right, well, let's let it run. And I'm going to go back to normal speed here. I love going to this view from the station, right? Bridge camera. And you can see them coming in. Actually, I can't see them coming in. Oh, here they come. Oh, my ship's arrived. Okay. I'm going to go back to default. Okay. Here they come. Let's see what happens. I don't know why they didn't jump right in front of it, but whatever. Oh, see, now they're turning to fight my ships. Okay. All right, the station's doing some damage, it looks like. Oh, where did they just go? Oh, they're attacking something else. All right. I don't know why they're doing that. All right. Oh, they're going after my research center. Okay, so we're going to select First Fleet again. Actually, just click it right here, I think. Yeah. All right. And we're going to make them jump right on top of them. Let's see what happens. That was weird. They seem to outnumber me. I don't know why. Every minute I'm getting another, every few minutes I'm getting more ships. You can see this one's getting built. So the more they delay, the worse it's going to be for them. Oh, another trick I like to do too, right? I should have done this earlier. Is because these, I'm in an early tech for space stations. These are building very slowly, right? But the planet itself will build too, right? Right now it's building an exploration ship, but I can build a couple of escorts here. So I'm getting not double because it's a little slower, but I'm getting, simultaneous production here. And I'm just making them join the First Fleet. So they'll join us as soon as they come out. And I'm going to build I got plenty. Okay. It's enough for now. Although I'm doing fine with money, right? I've got 10,000 cash flow, which is great. And while I'm here and pause, let's just check to see if there's plenty of stuff for them to do. Oh, we'll select these two. These look like good resources. Check any new research locations. There aren't. Just I'm still stuck with my 3. This isn't really great at all. Yeah, it's going to be a little tough game, I think. All right, here we go. Let's see if they can get in there. And every minute I'm getting more. They're getting stronger and stronger, right? They're getting more ships. Yeah, why are they coming back there? It's so strange. Oh, they're turning. Oh, here they go. Nice. Oh, I've taken that ship out. These are pretty fragile ships. All right, did we actually get one? Let's see. No progress. Okay. So we damaged one. It looked like we almost killed it. And they're retreating. Okay, that's fine with us. Yeah, see, we don't have long-range scanners, so I can't even see them anymore. That's another tech I'd like to... I don't know if I have the luxury to do, but... I don't even have short-range scanners, I don't think, so I can't see anything. Here they are. Yeah, and I like these trace scanners too when I build a ship, so I'm going to click that. And I'm going to click short-range scanners. Yeah, we need everything. Obviously, we need all this. I'm going to delay colonization. I don't really need it quite yet. Unless this war ends soon, which is a possibility. But all right, so I'm getting stronger. The next time they come, I think we'll be able to handle them. Although it looked like we were doing very well. And I guess they retreated because they thought they would lose. Yeah, I'm going to speed it up to 8 times, see what happens. Oh, they're here again. Are they? No, that must have been leftover message. Okay. Just reading through this. Huh. Research station? Nope. Okay, I don't know what this is about, but I see the spice here, of course, Caribbean spice, which is super important if we can find it. I don't think that's what it's saying now. Okay, I don't know what that's about. I'm going to go back out. All right, well, it looks like we survived. I'm thrilled. There's nothing else going on here. These guys are just going back. We might want to refuel them. Let's see. Yeah, some of them, I guess they did get damaged. I know, yeah, they look like they got damaged a little bit. All right. Yeah, we'll take a trade agreement. We need money, although we're doing really well with money. All right, I'm going to just go back and hit. Oh, I don't want to go back to Ghost Base. I don't know why it made the... Oh, I guess when I first got them, that's what happened. I wanted to make this spaceport here their home base. Why can't I do that? I click on the wrong thing? Oh, it is their home. It is their... I don't I don't see their home base. Oh, yeah, it is. Okay, I don't know why they... Oh, maybe because... I know why they will try to go there, because this is in the middle of a production queue, and it didn't want to interrupt these two ships, but they'll be done super fast. So I'm going to tell it to repair here, and they'll just wait. All right, so we're going to get that fleet repaired. It'll take a few minutes till the other ships are built, but they're almost done. Oh, great. They want to end the war, so I'm fine with that. Great. That just bought me some time. Okay, good. Wow. Nice early war. Took me by surprise, but thank God I had enough ships and I built them fast enough to at least deter them. But yeah, we're going to be taking them out really soon. All right, so I'm going to go back to my objectives of colonizing something soon. And our best bet, I think, was, yeah, this Bhaskara, but I don't know. Let's take a look. Now, this is a great diameter, right? Anything above 5,000 is good. That means it's going to produce a lot of money. I think, so my home, right? My home is, yeah, 4,500. But, you know, this is, remember, this is diameter, so it's half of the squared. It's a squared relationship. So, you know, 5,000 is a lot more than 4,500, and 5,500 is a lot more than 5,000. Even more than 5,000 is to 4,500, of course, for doing math here. So 5,500 is great. 6,000 is amazing too. So this is a great, so I got to take this one way or another. And let's see how we're doing here. Oh, yeah, see. I don't think we're going to be able to do it. Even with this +2 from my tech that I researched, this is at negative 12.9. So I think we're going to have to take it over, which means it's going to take a long time to assimilate the population. But we're going to have to do it. So I'm going to go back to my home and I start building troops, which I don't have. I have plenty of money, though. Normally I'd be worried because troops do cost a lot in maintenance. But I'm already at plus 13,000. I'm doing really well here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I also want to research tanks, right? It's not called tanks. That's what I call them. Actually, while we're on it, let's get our better deflectors. Okay. And then, yeah, I want shock forces, right? Okay. So we can build armored barracks. All right. Just for that invasion. Although they probably don't have a lot of troops. They're probably okay. So let's let this run. I really, really, really want to, of course, increase my income, but I really want to increase my research locations I don't have any more to even work on. I guess my scout ships are not getting out that far. So another thing that'll happen, right, is if they've explored everything within their range, eventually this will say, you know, not doing anything, right? They're just waiting somewhere. And that's a good sign that you've got to get another warp tech so they can reach out further. But right now, my focus is going to be on taking this colony here, unfortunately by force, which is going to ruin my reputation. Oh, great. We said a failure. And, of course, taking these guys out. And you want to take them out while they still only have one system, right? The minute they get a second or third system, it's just a nightmare where, you know, you're trying to take their planets and they've still got fleets around. Because once you take that only planet, right, you immediately absorb their empire. And that's really my goal here. So I need troops. I should have built troops a lot earlier. They're going to take a while to build. All right. And he'll probably declare war. They don't stay at peace too long. If they declared war on me that early, that quickly, because we're so close, they'll do it again. They're not going to give you a long reprieve. By then, hopefully, I'll have frigates. Although I have nice little fleet here, but hopefully I'll have frigate technology by then. Or maybe I already do. Did I research it? I can't remember. No, we didn't. Okay, I think I'd clicked it before, but I had to restart the game. It just left off right where I was, but I accidentally closed the game down. So, yeah, let's move this up. Yeah, I want these sensors, though. Actually, I don't need short range. Yeah, I do need short range sensors in case he comes back again. All right, so we'll let that run. Okay, here we go. All right, and there's nothing habitable here, right? There's nothing at all except this 14, but I'd have to research a lot of tech to get that going. It's only a 4,800 diameter. I'm not that excited. These are great too. Look at that, 6,400, 6,200. That would generate a ton of money. Again, it also depends on, the quality, but these both have pretty good quality. Oh, that one's not so great. So this one would be a lot better. And this guy's 51. This is really going to be a great colony for me eventually. All right, not much else happening. I do want to check. I still only have 8 exploration ships. I may expand that a little bit. So yeah, I'll build a few extra of those, maybe 5. As long as I got plenty of money and I'm at plus 12,000 here, I really should be spending more money. Okay, yep, just checking some of these. Obviously, anything with Castellan I like to do. Okay, trace scanners is next. So it's funny, I use trace scanners. They have a shorter range than the default. I can't remember the name of the default scanner, but they work great. And they also give you, I think, like plus 5% on damage or tracking. I can't remember what it is. We'll take a look when we design our ships, but they're great. I like to use them almost exclusively on my ships. Maybe when I get a cruiser or something, you know, like a flagship, I'll put the short range scanners on it, but I never seem to have any problem, and I always use those. All right, these guys don't hate me so much like these guys, so I think we're fine. I think we're fine. This is my major threat here, and I've got enough ships, so I'm not too worried. I just want to find some more research. Oh, I found one. Okay, great. So let's click that. And I found more pirates. Okay, let's make some peace with them. Yeah, I know. Okay, let's make some peace. Oh, there's 2 of them. 34. I don't know if they'll go with this. Let's see. Nope, by 1. Okay, so when this happens, right, that means they're just a little too angry at minus 31, right? You see, we don't like you enough. Improve relations by 1. So, right, what I have to do then is send them a small gift. That you only need a small one to get to 1. Okay, so now they like me. They hate me a little less. Let's put it that way. And now I can get a protection agreement with them. And then the other one's probably the same thing. Oh, did it not go through? I thought I clicked it. Oh, they're offering us protection anyway. All right, I don't know why it didn't take, but okay, there it is. And then these guys, let's talk to them. We need to improve it by 7. So I think I need a bigger gift for that. Actually, I might need the full gift. I can't remember. Yeah, I'm not going to mess around. I have plenty of money. Probably wasting money here, but well, anyway, the faster they get to positive here or closer to 0, the faster I won't have to pay them anyway. So this is not a total waste, but okay. And then we're going to offer protection. Okay, so that's the little game you have to play if you don't want to fight pirates. Even though I have a lot of ships, I just don't want to be worrying about that while I'm worrying about this guy. Okay. Yeah, now I haven't been building resort bases. I didn't even research that technology. That'll generate more money too, but I'm doing fine on money, so I just couldn't be bothered right now. But usually this pays off to do this pretty early. I did get sidetracked though, so everything is off a little bit. All right, there you go. So he's building. I think I have him still set. Do I have him set to? Yeah, I do. So he wasn't doing anything else. Again, I left this like this, which was fine for now. But for the last 10 minutes or something, he's just been sitting there doing nothing, right? Now, the fact that he's going to it is fine, because now I can hit all, right? Fully automate him, because he's still going to continue working on the one he's working on, and that's the only one, so. All right, but great. We got a little more. Okay, we got our scanners. All right, and the short-range sensors, yeah. I probably want the frigates before that, because once I get these frigates, I think... no, we'll get the shields too. Oh, no, it's version 2. So the fact that this is version 2, right, I can still build the ships and then research this later, and it will automatically upgrade. It's only when I get to the Corvidian shields that I'd have to redesign the ships. Okay, so we're going to leave that like that. All right. So, very surprised I got into a little conflict early, but luckily it was not too bad. Oh, another pirate? How do I not... How is there a pirate that I don't have protection agreement with? Oh, that must be maybe a base or something. Let's see. Yeah, so these trades, as long as I have enough money, I like to do these trades. It makes them friendlier quicker, and then you can stop paying them eventually, right? But because I'm so close to war here, I'm just going to wait and be careful. I'm just really concerned about everything else. So I'm going to keep a little reserve money here. Here's my troops. Oh, they're almost built. Okay, good. So I'm going to build some more. Yeah, I'll build a couple more. Just want to keep that going. And I want to take this Bhaskara colony quickly, but it's going to really bog down my economy, right? So it's going to be negative for a long time. Ooh, that's great. Those guys are a lot friendlier to us. And that is... Oh, I didn't even notice this other empire here. Okay, great. So I'm surrounded. Nice. Although they're not angry with me, that's great. But I do definitely want to snag this from them. Oh, and there's another one here. Wow. I don't know how I missed that. Okay. I'm really surrounded. Let's target this thing, right? And let's see. First of all, let's see how good it is. So it's only 4,800. It's not great. And the suitability is really low. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. I'm so sorry. This one. Oh, 5,000. That's great. And great suitability, 41, right? So that's going to produce a lot of money. Okay. So let's talk to them. I think they kind of like us in general. Yeah. So I'm going to give them a gift, huge gift right now. And then see, nope, they're still going to be not enough. But that's okay. So, right, if I go back here, you'll see this will eventually come down, but this will go up to a certain flat level, but it'll give us a nice starting point the next time we have to do it. And I'm also going to research, because it's so quick, the tech to communicate with them better. So let me go do that right now. It's way at the bottom here. Oh, see, we must have picked this up somewhere. So this is really close. So I'm going to actually also rush this because we need tech. Okay. And then I'm going to do right after that, the Teekins, right? I think that was the Teekins I just saw. Yeah. I'm going to do that second, though, because this is great. I didn't realize this we must have found some tech somewhere. It was really close to being finished. So, right. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to rush that at 71%. That's great. Yeah, $4,000. Totally worth it. Because God forbid it had a failure, critical failure. That would be bad. Okay, salvage or study. I think we want to study this one. Okay, so there's another event shooting off. All right, so now my priority has changed. I want to get this colony, and then I'll go for this colony, and then I'll try to take them over at the same time. Let's see if we can pull that off. If I do, I'll be in much better shape. Okay, so now, oh, there's another one. Okay, great. So now I got to go manually do this, set him off to be doing research stations again. There he goes. I got lucky. Just hit it right afterwards. Okay, fully automate. Okay, I think it's a good place to stop for episode 1. So, here's the scene, right? That I met a lot of people right around me, a lot of empires right around me, very close, and particularly this one, and they're not very friendly. Everybody else seems to be okay. I've got, so my priority here is the Teekins will go very easily, right? In fact, I should be rushing colony technology. In fact, let's do that, because if I don't yeah. Okay, these will go quick, and I'll rush these two, and then we'll get colonization. So I need basic colonization. Okay, because I can build a colony. I should really be building a colony ship right by now and sending it here, right, and having it just sit there and wait. And then the next time I pay them off, I give them a gift. It'll probably be enough, or it'll be close to enough to get them to accept colonization. So I want to get that really quick, particularly that they're so close to these guys. That could turn... Yeah, actually, that does worry me. So maybe I'll do it even in front of frigates. Yeah, I'll take the risk, because that's going to that could turn really quickly, right? And I really, really want that. And that would also, right, expand my influence into here. So when we come back, that's what I'm going to be focusing on, right? Is taking this place through diplomacy, then probably landing on this colony here, and then taking these guys out before they expand. That's a big, tall order. But I'm confident I can pull it off. If we pull it off, we'll be in decent shape. I'd really then like to clear out one of these two guys or both of these guys so I can get this whole sector. And I wouldn't mind just leaving a wall here between these guys and me. And that would give me some nice starting colonies. All right, so that's where we're going to leave it. I'll do another episode in a couple of days. I hope you enjoyed it, and look forward to chatting with you guys. We'll talk to you soon.